Hello, my name is Omar Cabral, and today we're going to be talking about how to protect your business by knowing the basics of trademark law. So what is a trademark exactly? Well, a trademark is no more and no less than a symbol attached to a product. If I sell sandwiches, and on every sandwich I sell I attach a red triangle, then that red triangle is my trademark. If you'd like to go ahead and read the whole definition provided by the United States Patent and Trademark Office, just go ahead and pause the video. So what's the purpose of a trademark? Well, a trademark serves to distinguish your products from those of your competitors. If you sell high quality goods, a trademark will be of great value to you because it'll let your customers know that what they're buying genuinely came from you, and that your reputation is backing up the quality of whatever it is they're purchasing. Now let's talk about some different types of trademarks. The first would just be a trademark, which is usually placed on goods. For example, the Apple logo on a MacBook Pro, or really on any of the products they sell, is a trademark. Service marks identify the source of a service rather than a product. For example, the logo for Mary Maids, a home cleaning service, would be a service mark. Certification marks identify a product as being backed by an organization. An example of this would be the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. And finally, collective marks are used by associations to identify members. And an example of a collective mark would be the symbol used by the Freemasons. Now let's get into whether you should register your mark. Since the first person to attach a mark to a product or service is automatically recognized as the legal owner of that mark, registration isn't considered strictly necessary. So if you don't register, you can use the trademark symbol or service mark symbol, the TM and SM symbols, depending on whether you sell a product or a service. But you may not use the registered trademark symbol, otherwise known as the circled R, until after your federal registration has been completed. So now let's look at some of the advantages of federal registration. First advantage is that your claim to the ownership of the mark will be a matter of public record, and in case there's any lawsuits, it'll be easier to defend your claim to the mark. Secondly, you'll be legally presumed to be the owner of the mark nationwide. Thirdly, you'll be granted sole use of the mark on or in relationship to the goods or services you specified at the time of registration. So for example, if you register a red triangle in relationship to sandwiches, then nationwide you'll be the only person that has a legal right to use that red triangle when selling sandwiches. Okay, so now let's look at some other important points pertaining to trademarks. You'll only be able to register your mark if you've already been using the mark in commerce, meaning you've already been marking your products or services with the symbol that you want to register, or if you promise to start using it within 6 months. Another important point is that once a trademark is registered, it'll only be valid for 10 years. But as long as you keep using it in relationship with your products, then you'll be able to renew it for an unlimited amount of times. And finally, these are my citations. I'll always try to cite my sources at the end of every video. Below there's going to be a link to my blog, and my blog has a little bit more information about trademarks, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. And thank you for your time.